What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And it seems, well, it looks like President Donald Trump and Antonio Filosa, as well as Gavin Newsom, having conversations, negotiations on maybe allowing these Hellcats and other things to be sold in California, pulling back some of the regulations from the California Air Resource Board, and more right after this. When you're working long hours every day, getting a solid night's sleep is essential. That's why I want to share something that's made a huge difference for me, my new Brooklyn Bedding mattress. Brooklyn Bedding has been crafting top quality mattresses since 1995. And everyone is designed, assembled, and shipped directly from their factory in Arizona. So it didn't take a ton of time for me to get mine being in Nevada. Unboxing this thing is so much fun. What I love about Brooklyn Bedding is how easy the process is. The mattress shows up right at your door, compressed in a box, and it's super simple to set up. I almost didn't believe there was a mattress in there. I checked their website and picked the Aurora Luxe Cooling in a queen size. You know, it's just me. Honestly, it's been amazing. Way more comfortable than my old mattress, and I wake up feeling way more rested. Plus, every mattress comes with a 120-night sleep trial and a limited lifetime warranty. Oh, and also free shipping. What I've noticed most is how much better I feel during the day when you actually get deep, uninterrupted sleep. Your energy and focus completely change. For me, you know, for somebody that has long nights living in Las Vegas, I'm constantly outside, that's huge. My Brooklyn Bedding mattress is extremely comfortable and gives me a solid night's sleep that I actually need. Thank you to Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring today's video. And if you want to check them out, you can visit brooklynbedding.com/TK's Garage and use the code TK's Garage to get 30% off on your order. And again, thanks to Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And pulling back those regulations and giving California money they need to fund some of the things that they're doing. Now, I already know you're probably screaming, no, don't give them any money. This is, well, I'll tell you what this is. Yes, this is a net positive, but this is also Gavin Newsom gearing up to run for president. Let's not get this twisted. This is literally Gavin Newsom gearing up to run for president. There's no way that he would be pro pulling back emissions. All right, there's literally no point where I feel, unless he was running for president, that he would approve that. I just don't see it. But needless to say, that's what's happening. Now, we already know that Antonio Filosa was having discussions with the administration and the president himself concerning tariffs and working out a tariff deal on Canada and Mexico by promising to bring more products. Now, if you've been watching, I reported that Warren would be getting some more products and that it was coming, and it got delayed a little bit, but then they're bringing it in, and then now you can see on the UAW pages and some of the other stuff that an announcement, I guess, is coming at some point in October. Hashtag I told you so. But I think here, you know, that negotiation, having, you know, putting that deal in place or working that deal out with the president on tariffs may have also made the president, you know, have a conversation with Gavin Newsom when I'm sure Antonio Filosa said, hey, you know, we can't even sell these 392 Durangos. We can't sell these Hellcat Durangos in California, as CARB won't certify them, we can't register them. And separate video on that, I still have to do the video of the customer who can't register their Demon 170, which is a 50-state car, or their Red Eye for that matter, which is also a 50-state car. And the finance companies that have the cars are now attempting to repossess his cars because they're not registered in the state, even though he's not missed a payment. He put tons of money down to be able to finance those cars. It's just a disaster. So I think it's stuff like that with consumers and manufacturers like, Stellantis and what Antonio Filosa is doing, that is having the president negotiate this stuff with the governor. Not to mention, it does make Governor Newsom look like he can compromise and be quasi pro-business, which is absolutely what he's going to have to do if he thinks he's going to run for president. Let's just keep it 100. If he doesn't do that, he has no chance in hell of winning the nomination. I don't think he can win the Democrat nomination anyway. I mean, we already know about the gasoline scam and everything else that he's got going on right now to try to pad the record and try to make himself look good before he runs for president. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see any path forward for that SOB to win the presidency. Never mind get the nomination on the Democrat side. I feel like the person that's going to win on the Democrat side is probably somebody we're not even considering or talking about right now. That said, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds, moving forward. I think the president getting involved with negotiations with Gavin Newsom, to open this stuff up in terms of CARB so that, people can actually have the choice to buy the vehicles that they want. And here's the thing, this isn't just in California, and I've seen the videos, and I've seen people, I've seen what people have said concerning not being able to buy, Hellcat Durangos or 392 Durangos or Hellcats in general in CARB approved states. Well, so here's the thing. Colorado, for example, CARB approved state, like a state that follows CARB, right? They're selling Hellcat Durangos there, even though Stellantis said they're not going to sell it in those states. Dealers are ordering Hellcat Durangos, so I don't see that. I don't foresee that being an issue at all. I think those states are going to realize as the consumer choice comes in. Now, what about Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island? The absolute certified loony bin, retarded, politics that go on there. Of course, probably you won't be able to buy them there, but you can just buy them in another state and then bring them to Massachusetts, Connecticut, or Rhode Island. They don't have any restrictions like California in terms of registering those vehicles. I checked. So, and I have a cousin that's a meter maid, and I have another cousin that works for Department of Transportation in Boston, and they were able to check for me. And yeah, if you buy a Hellcat Durango, say in Florida, and bring it to Massachusetts, it doesn't have to have a certain amount of miles or nothing. You can just register it. But I'd love to know what you guys think about the president, the CEO of Stellantis, and the governor of California possibly having conversations to negotiate a deal here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Stay tuned. We are on the way to the big showdown. By the time you're seeing this video, I'm probably already there. But if you're interested, I will be posting some videos there. Make sure to go subscribe to the new channel, Auto Intel Daily. I'll tag it in the description down below. But yeah, until next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.